All right, so here we have the new filter assembly for the bottom feeder. As you see, the filter fits into the assembly like so. So when you're going to put it on your head, keep your, there's 3 rods. Keep the opening towards you and the 1 rod towards the front. So opening towards the handle, rod in the front towards the front. Put it on, and then simply take your clamp in the back and clip it on like so. Then you're on, and then you can make adjustments here. Once you're adjusted the first time, which I haven't adjusted on this one yet, you'll be good to go. And then it holds on the filter assembly like so. So that's that part of it. Now your filter assembly's on. Make sure we're actually on snug here. That side feels a little bit loose. All right, and then same as the other ones, it's always best if you hold your battery pack by your thumb. Get it on here, like so. Put your twist lock on. And then once again, as soon as you plug in, you're running, so make sure there's nothing near that propeller. So we're running here, and this thing naturally likes to go upside down on your way out. But going in, it's you know, you can just sort of drop it in, and then you'll see it down there. And we're vacuuming. It's a little more cumbersome than a bag, but it's pretty doable. You know, and I put a bunch of dirt in the bottom, so you might see a little bit of a haze coming through the filter, but that's because it's so dense, and it doesn't even seem to filter to settle out that bad. But as you can see, you can still pick up twigs and stuff because there's quite a bit of volume inside the filter. So if we look at best way to bring it out of the pool, upside down, stand it on its top, and then you would unplug it from here. You'd unhook, and then you could do your disconnect where it's upside down already here. But if you take the camera and look down the throat, you see you still have a pretty good size chamber for holding leaves and stuff. So if you have fine dirt and leaves and stuff, you can still get quite a bit up with that. We're gonna try and push it a little bit today with that and see what happens. All right, so once again, going in, you just flip it over, and if you want to do stairs, you can still do that. Now it's a little more, the water will actually, once the filter starts to get dirty, the water will climb up into the top. So when you're filtering really shallow, it actually gets quite heavy up top, because with the thruster ring on, it's pushing the water right up the top. So I'll give you an idea of when we come up to here, you can see the water is actually pushing up farther. So it's still using quite a bit of the pleat. And as it gets dirtier, the water will actually climb higher and higher onto there. So, but once again, you can still, a bag's definitely going to be easier, but we have a way to vacuum stairs still, even with this big thing on there. Once it's in the water, it's not so cumbersome. There's probably not much difference than one of the other power vacs that has those heavy heads on them. All right, so once again, I actually put a shovel full of dirt from our garden over here, and so just to give you an idea. See, now we're picking up everything, and it's not clouding up the water like it normally would when we're picking up this kind of dirt. We'll come over this, and once again, you'll probably see a little bit of stuff around the head as we're going in through the really thick stuff. You'll see some come through, but a lot of that is so fine because it's dirt that it doesn't seem to resettle very much. Once it disperses, it's not so thick, because this actually does down to 20 microns. So, and particles are visible at 20 microns. So, once the density of the particles disperses around the filter, it seems to be a little bit better. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this here. And then I wanna show you, we'll just see what it can do with some leaves and stuff like that. Once again, it's not that bad as far as the weight of it down to the bottom. It's a little more than when it just has the bag, but it's not too bad. Oh, and there's another thing I'll show you after this that I think I'm going to include with it, because the one problem we have is the battery pack bumps against the bottom of the filter when we come in. So you'll see the back end will lift up a bit. So I have a way to put a clamp on the pole, and I'll show you at the end of this video what I do when I want to be able to vacuum up the wall and not have stuff in the way. Okay, here's the clamp I was telling you about. So once again, it's always best when you bring it out, it comes out upside down. Just set it on its head, that way all the debris stays in the basket. We're actually going to remove this completely from the head. Look how easy that comes off. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our battery pack, we're going to flip it the other way, and we're going to use this clamp on the pole to make it so the battery pack sits on the pole, and then we can adjust whatever our height is we need it to be. That way you'll see when we go back in the water, it keeps it away from the pole. So I want to have a little too high with it there, slide it down. So with our clamp, we'll see. So as far as the clamp goes, I find if you look at where pull it up to a point where your cable's not going to drag, and as soon as you get to that point, usually you're fine for bottom feeding. So it won't get hooked underneath the thing at all. So we get your bottom feeder back in the water, and you'll see the advantage of this is that now the head, we can come right back up to the wall with making it keeping contact. You know, it's not the easiest thing to go. It still will come up the wall, as you can see. It's not like it's a crazy thing. So that's the advantage of putting that clamp on there, is that the battery pack doesn't butt into the filter head, making it hard to get into there. And that is that, and now I should probably vacuum out my pool. Good. Put it back in, and then we'll take a quick look over here and see if we get how we do with some leaves and debris. So now it does have a somewhat restricted flow compared to a bag. Let's say the ones that come with the bottom feeder are 100 micron. You get a really good flow. So these might give us a little trouble where we're going. We've already got some dirt and stuff in there. So, but as you can see, it's still vacuuming up the leaves and the like. Not as good as if we had just the bag going, but yada yada. So I'm going to get the pole a little longer here, a little more comfortable. And now we'll just try and do we'll do our whole pool like we would normally do a pool. The difference is being we're going down to 20 microns now. And as you can see, that battery pack now stays out of the way of the filter when it comes back up. So I'll pull it against the wall. See that little orange in there? There's a nice orange. Where's the orange? Is it following me? And it's in there. So all right. So it will eat tangerine oranges too, as you can see. And there's some branches of the tree there, a little trickier to pick up. And there's a lot of stains on the bottom of this pool, is what you're seeing. Somebody lets their son shoot BB guns into the water. I don't know what kind of bad parenting that is. So, all right, we look up. We see there's a branch going in there. It just got sucked in. Again, when you're done, you sort of pick it up, set it down there, and then you're off. And we got a little bit of debris around here, this area, which will happen when you're getting a lot of the longer leaves like that will get in there somewhat, but better than nothing. So we got our stuff in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push our strap. I'll show you what I just undid there. Make sure our post is clear. So this is your connection that's going around the head. It's a little nylon strap. Just locks in like that. This piece will be, of course, replaceable because everything else is stainless steel. It should last you pretty much the life of your unit, I'd imagine. But as you can see, what you can do from here is you can remove your assembly from the top, and then you have your filter, which we've now just filled up with debris. So it doesn't hold as much as a bag, but it'll hold a little more than your average dust buster on a stick. And then we'll show you how to clean this one out. Okay, so for cleaning, I'm going to try and include one of these with each one. Unicell makes these. Unicell is actually the manufacturer of these filters as well. They have this little head, so this is good because it'll allow you to get right inside the pleats on the inside. And if you look, you can see you got some pretty fine dirt coming out of there. Look at that soil we are backing up. Yeah, we'll get some better cleaning videos when I seem to have time, because the problem is I'm still a pool guy and I still have a lot of stuff. And I just came out with this. We're going to be at the Western Pool and Spa Show unveiling this. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what it was like. So we do that, then usually I'll take it, I'll flip it over, I'll do an outside. That's pretty much all you need to do when you're vacuuming between stops. I pretty much vacuum it after every pool that I use it, but because you're not hitting it with the high pressure like you would from a pool pump, it cleans out quite easily. You know, you'll still get stuff stuck in your pleats. Like right here, we got a little branch from a tangerine tree, but all that stuff sort of stays in there, and then it'll go from here. You'll put it back with your assembly into your nylon bag, and I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, so all the filters are going to come with a nylon bag to put the assembly with the filter in, because the sun will actually shrink this. It's like a rubberized coating on here. It will shrink, and then you'll have trouble getting it on and off of the filter head. So we put it. If you keep it in the nylon bag, keep it out of the sun. That should, I've been able to get over a year without shrinkage. So we put it back on your assembly like so, and then I always put this together. That way it just sort of keeps it more organized. It's easy to carry by that too if you're carrying it separately from your bag. And then you just have your nylon bag to keep it out of the sun. Put it in there. Zip it up, and it's ready to go. So you can carry that with your pole and with your stuff if you needed to. Like I said, it's not as convenient as a bag, but it gives you the ability to filter down to 20 microns, which nothing has been able to do so far.